In a universe teeming with diverse species, humans' blood holds a dark secret: its toxic nature to others. What seems like a simple biological trait becomes a deadly weapon, threatening anyone who dares to accept it. But that's not all. Human blood has mysterious, unpredictable effects, granting bursts of energy or strange cravings to those who come into contact with it. As the tension rises between human and alien factions, trust is in short supply. Alliances are fragile, and every interaction carries the risk of contamination or death. How long can humans and other species work together before the bloodlines betray them? The story unfolds a world where survival is not just about strength, but about managing the dangers that lie within the very essence of life itself. Human blood is unique and has distinctive properties that set it apart from other species in the Confederation. One of the most notable features of human blood is its high iron content, which not only makes the blood unique but also contributes to the physical toughness of humans. This elevated iron content is essential for the development of their muscle strength, making them more resilient compared to other species. It is especially evident in how humans can endure cold conditions, unlike most species that struggle in such environments. The iron in their blood helps maintain muscle function even when temperatures drop, allowing humans to work efficiently in cold climates. However, what truly stands out is how human blood reacts when it comes into contact with blood from other species. In particular, human blood is toxic to other species, even those closely related in the Confederation. When a member of another species receives human blood, especially if it's the wrong type, the body of that species will treat it as an invader. This sets off an intense immune response, where the body attacks the foreign blood as if it were a harmful pathogen. The result is the clumping of the blood, which can lead to fatal consequences. This phenomenon is similar to the way the human body reacts when exposed to foreign blood types. It is a deadly process, with the immune system engaging in what can be described as a war against the invading blood, leading to severe and often fatal consequences. Interestingly, the blood of other species, although it might trigger various reactions in humans, is not as harmful to humans as their blood is to other species. Humans can tolerate the blood of other species without suffering such extreme effects. However, the unique properties of human blood make it a subject of fascination and concern for many species in the Confederation, especially when the wrong blood type is introduced into their system. The idea of blood as a weapon, or as a substance with the power to cause such intense reactions, reflects the depth of the biological differences between humans and other species in the galaxy. Human blood contains a variety of blood types that make it unique and complex compared to the blood of other species. There are 4 main blood types in humans, each of which can be either Rh positive or Rh negative, resulting in 8 variations. The most well-known and critical blood type is O negative, which is considered the universal donor. This means that individuals with O negative blood can donate blood to any other blood type without triggering a dangerous immune response. On the other hand, O positive blood is another commonly transfused type, although it can only be received by other individuals with compatible Rh positive blood types. The human body's immune system reacts aggressively if blood is mismatched during a transfusion, causing severe reactions. If a person receives the wrong type of blood, the body identifies the transfused blood as a foreign substance and attacks it. This leads to the blood clumping, a condition called hemolysis, which can be fatal if not addressed immediately. The human body's immune system is highly sensitive to blood incompatibility, and it goes into a defensive mode when foreign blood is introduced, launching a powerful attack to destroy the invader. This blood incompatibility is particularly dangerous for species that are not from Earth. For example, if another species were to be transfused with human blood, the immune response could be catastrophic, leading to a painful and deadly reaction. The immune system would treat the human blood as a foreign invader, attacking it much like it would fight off harmful bacteria or viruses. This intense immune response causes severe internal damage, and in many cases, it can lead to organ failure or death. The toxicity of human blood, combined with the complex immune system response, makes the transfusion of human blood to non-human species an incredibly risky and life-threatening act. Despite the dangerous nature of human blood when interacting with other species, humans are extremely careful about blood transfusions. They take great care to ensure that the right blood type is given to the right person to avoid any potential fatal reactions. Humans are known for their remarkable physical endurance and toughness, especially when compared to many other species in the galaxy. One of the most notable differences between humans and other species is their blood, which is rich in iron. This high iron content not only makes human blood unique, but also plays a significant role in making human muscles stronger and more resilient. The higher concentration of iron in their blood leads to a superior ability to transport oxygen throughout the body, contributing to enhanced muscle function and endurance. This biological trait allows humans to excel in physical activities that would be taxing for other species, especially in extreme conditions such as cold weather. This strength is further amplified by the fact that human blood is not only tough, but also has a toxic quality to it when transferred to other species. For example, the blood of humans is considered highly dangerous to many alien species, especially those with similar blood types or close genetic makeups. When blood from humans is introduced into the body of another species, it can trigger violent immune responses. The immune systems of these species treat human blood as a foreign invader, leading to a violent attack that can damage their bodies severely. However, humans do not experience such reactions when exposed to the blood of other species. Interestingly, the fact that human blood can be toxic to other species is only one part of what makes it so fascinating. It is also worth noting that humans have a unique relationship with their blood in terms of how it interacts with different alien species. Some species, for example, may experience heightened physical reactions to human blood. For instance, certain types of human blood may cause specific effects in alien beings, such as increased energy, hunger, or sleepiness, depending on the type of blood they encounter. This strange and often unpredictable interaction further demonstrates the unusual nature of human blood and the physical resilience of humans in contrast to other species. Despite these extraordinary traits, humans are highly protective and careful with their blood, ensuring that it is only shared with others in life-saving situations, such as blood transfusions. This careful approach is necessary to avoid the potentially fatal consequences of blood mismatches or harmful exposure to other species. It also highlights how unique and vital human blood is not just for humans themselves, but also in the broader interspecies context. Humans have a complex relationship with blood, both within their own species and with other species in the galaxy. There is a fascinating history of how humans view and use blood in their cultures, which differs significantly from many other species. Various human cultures have historically incorporated blood into rituals and practices, demonstrating how important blood is not just for survival, but also in a symbolic and cultural context. Some human tribes, for instance, have been known to consume blood as part of their traditional practices, while others use it in sacred rituals or as a sign of strength and endurance. In addition to ritualistic uses, there is a practical side to the consumption of blood in certain cultures. In ancient civilizations like the Romans and the Celts, consuming the blood of fallen enemies was thought to transfer strength and bravery. The act of drinking the blood was often seen as a way to connect with the power of the deceased warrior, making the practice a form of spiritual or physical sustenance. Even today, certain human groups still practice the consumption of blood, albeit in less violent or spiritual ways. For example, in some European countries, blood is used in the making of traditional foods like blood sausages, showcasing a more culinary use of blood. These practices might seem strange or even disturbing to other species, especially those who view blood solely as a life-sustaining substance. The human ability to process and consume blood, whether it be from animals or even other humans, sets them apart in the broader galactic community. What makes this even more intriguing is the way that human blood interacts with other species. Some species are highly sensitive to human blood, finding it either toxic or beneficial in certain ways. For example, human blood can have a stimulating effect on certain species, heightening their senses or energy levels. In contrast, other species can become severely sick from even a small amount of human blood, as their bodies react to it as a harmful foreign substance. This unique dynamic has made blood one of the most powerful and mysterious elements in the galaxy. It is not only vital to humans themselves, but also serves as a tool for cultural expression and a bridge between species. Humans' complex relationship with blood highlights the resilience and adaptability that define them. It also underscores the role that human blood plays in their interactions with other species, both in life-or-death scenarios and in more everyday exchanges. Despite the potential risks and dangers, blood remains a symbol of power, identity, and connection in the human world, and it continues to shape their role in the broader intergalactic community. The behavior of humans and their interactions with blood are further complicated by the unique ways in which human blood affects other species. Some species have found that when they come into contact with human blood, they experience various physiological responses, from feeling invigorated to experiencing strange cravings. This phenomenon makes human blood not just a biological component, but a substance that can alter the physical state of other beings in unusual ways. For example, certain species that encounter human blood may feel a surge of energy or heightened senses, while others experience feelings of hunger or exhaustion, as their bodies react to it in different ways. This blood connection has led to extensive studies and even controversial experiments to better understand how human blood can be used or manipulated by other species. The use of human blood has been shown to have both positive and negative effects depending on the species involved. Some species, like the yawl, seem to thrive on human blood, feeling stronger and more energized from it. In contrast, other species that are more sensitive to human blood can suffer greatly from exposure, experiencing physical breakdowns or even fatal reactions as their bodies reject the foreign substance. This creates a sort of biological hierarchy where human blood becomes both a source of power for some and a deadly toxin for others, intensifying the interactions and relationships between humans and these species. However, this dynamic is not just biological, but also cultural. Some species might find the act of consuming or using human blood to be an act of reverence, while others might see it as a violation or an affront. These differing views create tensions and mistrust as species navigate how to interact with each other without crossing the boundaries that their biology and culture set for them. For humans, the understanding that their blood can have such a powerful effect on others complicates their relationships with other species, especially when blood is involved in more than just survival or medical contexts. It becomes something much more, a symbol of human power, vulnerability, and a potentially dangerous force that must be managed carefully. As humans continue to interact with different species across the galaxy, the complexities of how their blood affects others will continue to shape these relationships. Whether it is through trade, conflict, or alliances, the significance of blood is undeniable. It is a key element that defines the way humans are seen and treated by others, and it plays a central role in the unfolding dynamics between species. In this context, human blood is not merely a biological fluid. It is a vital component of intergalactic interactions, capable of influencing the course of history in ways that extend far beyond its immediate function in the human body. The relationship between different species, especially the yawl and humans, is further complicated by the fact that human blood is both a powerful and dangerous substance. While it can be highly beneficial to certain species, providing them with energy boosts or physical enhancements, it also has the potential to be lethal if mishandled. This is particularly evident when the wrong type of blood is transferred between species. The incompatibility of human blood with other species systems can lead to severe consequences, ranging from sickness to death. Humans, unlike other species, have a complex system of blood types that are crucial for their survival. The issue arises when non-human species attempt to use or consume human blood without understanding the intricate nuances of human blood compatibility. For example, when blood transfusions are done incorrectly, the human body's immune system can react violently, treating the blood as a foreign invader, causing clumping and clotting that can lead to fatal outcomes. This phenomenon is not only limited to transfusions. Even exposure to the wrong blood type can trigger an immune response. This has led to significant caution when handling human blood in the presence of other species, especially since human blood types are so unique compared to the other species' simpler systems. For those species who are able to consume human blood without severe consequences, the experience can be somewhat beneficial. They might gain temporary physical boosts or mental clarity, but there are still risks involved. Some species might find that consuming too much human blood can result in strange side effects, such as heightened aggression or an overwhelming sense of hunger. The human body's immune system, in turn, reacts to these encounters by building defenses against potential threats. For example, humans' blood contains an immense amount of iron, which makes their blood both a prized resource and a dangerous one for others to handle recklessly. In light of these challenges, humans are generally more cautious and protective when it comes to their blood, fully aware of the consequences of misuse. However, this awareness has not stopped other species from attempting to use it for their own gain. The fact that human blood is toxic to certain species, while being an energy source to others, adds a layer of complexity to the interactions between humans and their allies or adversaries. It not only shapes diplomatic relations but also creates power dynamics where the control of human blood can be seen as a form of dominance. Thus, human blood becomes more than just a physical characteristic. It becomes a symbol of both strength and vulnerability, influencing the social, military, and political landscapes across different species and planets. The discovery of how different species interact with human blood reveals even more about the complexities of cross-species relationships. While some species may benefit from consuming human blood, others are significantly harmed by it. The varied reactions to human blood extend beyond mere physical effects and touch on the cultural and social tensions that emerge as a result. This unique biological trait of humans, one that is both a resource and a danger, serves as a powerful symbol within the Confederation. It underscores the significant role humans play in these interstellar alliances and conflicts, where blood, quite literally, could mean life or death. The more the alien species learn about humans' blood and its toxic properties, the more it affects their perception of humans. The fact that human blood can trigger such strong immune reactions in other species indicates just how distinct and potent human physiology is compared to other sentient beings. The complexity of human blood types, particularly the existence of different positive and negative traits, further complicates this understanding. This distinction plays a significant role in the interactions between humans and other species. It is an ongoing reminder of how much more humans have to offer, but also how dangerous they can be if their capabilities are not respected or fully understood. Human blood is not just a physical element in this universe, but becomes a powerful marker of human uniqueness. Unlike any other species, humans' blood causes immediate, severe immune responses if not properly handled. This makes humans both coveted and feared by other species, who may wish to harness its power for themselves. Despite the vast differences in physiology across the Confederation, human blood remains one of the most powerful biological assets, capable of fueling the bodies of other species, albeit with potentially deadly consequences if misused. Therefore, the use of human blood becomes a highly regulated and often secretive matter, further enhancing its mysterious allure. When an alien species tries to consume or use human blood in any way, the potential for catastrophe looms large. If not careful, the alien could suffer from the violent immune response that comes with consuming something as biologically incompatible as human blood. However, some species have learned to safely extract and use human blood through careful measures. For example, some medical protocols have been developed where blood is purified and stripped of certain harmful elements, making it usable in a controlled environment. However, this is not the case in every situation. The delicate balance of handling human blood must be maintained, and the slightest misstep can lead to a tragic end. As a result, this understanding shapes both military tactics and diplomatic efforts, where the careful use or denial of human blood becomes a strategic move. At the same time, the reality of how human blood affects other species is a subject of fascination. Certain species have even attempted to tap into human blood for its beneficial properties. For instance, some species might use human blood to enhance physical performance, mental clarity, or to cure various ailments. But these experiments are not without their risks. The more one species interacts with human blood, the more potential there is for unintended consequences. In some cases, prolonged exposure to human blood can cause addiction-like symptoms in the consuming species. For example, a species might become more dependent on human blood to sustain certain abilities or gain specific enhancements. This creates a delicate balance where access to human blood is tightly controlled, and only a few species are trusted with its use. The political and military ramifications of human blood cannot be overstated. In some cases, it has even led to black market trading and illegal exchanges, with certain factions exploiting human blood to gain an upper hand. Because human blood is so prized, controlling access to it has become a form of power. Nations and factions that can obtain or regulate the use of human blood have a distinct advantage, as it provides them with enhanced strength or healing properties that no other species can replicate. This gives rise to a new layer of tension within the Confederation, where the ability to manipulate or control human blood shifts the balance of power. Thus, human blood has become a symbol of both power and peril. On one hand, it is seen as a vital resource capable of providing strength and enhancements to those who can safely tap into it. On the other hand, it is a dangerous substance, deadly to those who mishandle it. This dichotomy plays a crucial role in shaping how humans are viewed by other species, as their blood carries both immense value and grave consequences. In a universe where power dynamics are constantly shifting, human blood serves as a reminder that what may seem like a simple biological feature can have far-reaching implications, both for individuals and entire civilizations. Human culture's relationship with blood has always been complex and multifaceted. Throughout history, many human societies have developed rituals, practices, and even culinary traditions centered around the consumption of blood. These cultural practices highlight the symbolic significance of blood in human societies. Some cultures have believed that consuming blood can provide strength, courage, or a connection to the divine, while others view blood as a vital resource for sustaining life. The consumption of blood, whether through drinking it or using it in food, has been intertwined with spiritual beliefs and social customs. These human behaviors have intrigued and, at times, baffled the other species within the Confederation, who are often unfamiliar with such practices. One example of this connection to blood is found in the Maasai and Bahima tribes, whose members consume blood as part of their diet. For these cultures, blood is not just food but a symbol of vitality and an essential part of their way of life. In other human societies, such as those in Poland and Germany, blood is used to make sausages, incorporating it into food preparations that have deep cultural roots. The use of blood in these foods is often seen as a way to honor the animals that have been slaughtered for sustenance. This idea of reverence for the source of one's food reflects the deep connection humans have to the cycle of life and death, a concept that may seem foreign to species who do not practice similar rituals. The ancient Romans and various warrior cultures also had traditions involving blood, often linked to rites of passage or expressions of power. Consuming the blood of enemies was believed to transfer strength or victory to the consumer. For these groups, blood represented power and domination, a way to absorb the qualities of a defeated opponent. These practices were often carried out in the heat of battle or as part of sacred ceremonies, emphasizing the significance of blood in not just nourishment, but in the social and cultural construction of strength. Such practices remain a source of fascination, even for the species within the Confederation who might view them with a mix of awe and horror. For the other species in the Confederation, the idea of consuming blood is perplexing and often distasteful. Many of them view it with revulsion, struggling to understand why humans would willingly drink or consume the blood of animals, or even their enemies. This confusion grows when they learn that some human cultures even practice cannibalism, eating the flesh of their own kind in certain extreme cases. To these species, such practices seem barbaric, an expression of the darker side of human nature. However, humans view these practices differently, seeing them as part of their complex cultural history, not as an inherent cruelty. Despite these differences, the consumption of blood by humans is not just a cultural oddity, but also a biological necessity in some cases. In certain situations, humans have turned to blood consumption as a way to survive, particularly in harsh environments or during periods of extreme scarcity. For the Confederation species, who might not fully grasp the dire circumstances that sometimes lead humans to engage in such practices, it is another reminder of the adaptability and resilience of humans. In this context, blood is both a resource and a symbol, reinforcing the complex relationship humans have with their own survival and the world around them. The more the Confederation learns about human blood, the more it becomes evident that blood, both as a substance and as a cultural element, continues to play a critical role in shaping human identity. The relationship between the different species within the Confederation is deeply affected by the interactions and relationships humans have with them. These interactions often blur the lines of cultural and biological differences, highlighting the complex dynamics that exist when various species try to work together. In these environments, humans, despite their numerous unique and often inexplicable traits, are seen both as an enigma and a valuable asset. They bring their own set of abilities, not just physical but also social and technological, that the other species find indispensable. However, these differences, especially those concerning biology and blood, often raise tensions and create misunderstandings. For instance, the fact that humans' blood is toxic to others in the Confederation presents both a mystery and a danger. This is not only a matter of human biology, but also one of trust and safety. The knowledge that human blood can cause fatal reactions in other species, if transfused, introduces a significant obstacle in their relations. In situations where humans and other species are forced to interact closely, such as in medical emergencies, the risk of blood contamination becomes a real concern. This concern is not limited to simple misunderstandings. It can also escalate into larger conflicts, particularly when different species are placed in situations where their physical reactions to human biology can result in harmful or deadly outcomes. Despite the potential dangers, the human's immune system is another factor that other species find fascinating, albeit with caution. Unlike other species, humans' blood responds to intrusions such as foreign blood types, with an aggressive immune response that can result in death if not handled correctly. This, in turn, challenges other species' understanding of how humans interact with their environment, especially in the context of medical treatment or situations where blood transfusion may be required. The idea that humans' immune systems are so focused on protecting themselves from foreign substances shows the survival instincts and the tenacity ingrained in humans' biology. Meanwhile, while the human's blood presents a danger to the other species, the reverse is not true. For instance, the other species of the Confederation are able to consume human blood without suffering any harmful effects. The effects on humans, however, are much more dramatic, with the idea of consuming alien blood being not only dangerous, but also potentially life-threatening. Yet, for humans, this consumption does not come without its strange and unexplainable side effects. These effects, such as how humans react to the blood of different species, become a source of fascination and occasional frustration for the other species who encounter humans. It becomes apparent that the relationship between humans and the Confederation is filled with both cooperation and a constant undercurrent of danger, largely due to these biological discrepancies. As humans continue to work alongside other species in the Confederation, they are increasingly becoming valuable not only for their intelligence and technological prowess, but also for their ability to adapt. Their blood, although it poses a risk to others, gives them a unique position of strength within the military and scientific communities. Humans' reactions to blood are part of their evolutionary survival, but it also makes them uniquely capable of surviving in circumstances where other species might fail. The dynamic between the humans and their allies continues to evolve, shaped by these complicated relationships and the challenges that come with them. The knowledge of these differences and their potential consequences is something that, while initially unsettling, becomes crucial in ensuring that humans and other species coexist safely within the Confederation. Humans' blood is a critical point of difference in the universe, especially when it comes to interactions with other species in the Confederation. Their blood is unique, as it contains properties that make it toxic to other beings. This characteristic causes immense difficulty in situations like medical emergencies or blood transfusions. If a member of another species were to receive human blood, it would trigger a violent immune response, causing the blood to clot and potentially killing them. The risk of this happening makes any form of interaction involving human blood a dangerous endeavor. Because of this, Humans are not seen as entirely safe by others, even though they are immune to the blood of other species. This unique trait of human blood also has a significant impact on how other species view and interact with humans. While humans have adapted to the potential toxicity of their blood in relation to other species, it becomes a constant source of caution. Humans have to be extremely careful with whom they interact and how they deal with their own blood, especially in situations like medical treatment or conflict. Despite this, their blood is considered a valuable asset in some situations, with many species eager to understand its biological properties. However, the danger it poses to others makes humans constantly cautious about engaging with anyone outside their own kind. One of the most interesting elements in the narrative is how the varying blood types of humans are perceived by other species. Humans possess different blood types, which add another layer of complexity. Each blood type has its unique effect on other species when transferred. For example, when one species tries human blood, they experience reactions like a burst of energy or an increased appetite, depending on the type of human blood involved. These effects make humans even more intriguing, as their blood is not just toxic, but also has other unique properties that can influence others in surprising ways. At the same time, this fascination with human blood is met with hesitation and fear. Many species are wary of becoming too involved with humans due to the risks of contamination or harm from direct blood contact. This tension creates a constant undercurrent of distrust, even when cooperation and alliances are formed. While humans are often respected for their strength and resilience, the dangerous nature of their blood complicates their relationships with other species. The idea of blood as both a powerful and deadly force underscores the struggles faced in maintaining peace and collaboration across the Confederation. Ultimately, this conflict over blood highlights the fragility of trust between different species. Though humans can work alongside other species, the lingering threat of their blood's toxicity creates a divide that cannot be easily overcome. The danger of blood exposure, coupled with its unique effects, becomes a metaphor for the deeper fears and misunderstandings that exist between the races. These dynamics remind everyone involved that despite their shared goals, the potential for harm is always present, making any form of true unity a difficult and often perilous endeavor.